It is Christmas time here in Chicago, and the city is just so magical. There are so many fun Christmas things to do that I really wanted to share this one because I feel like a lot of you guys come into town for Christmas, and let me tell you all about what I think would be the ideal Chicago Christmas weekend itinerary. So assuming that you get in on a Friday, first you're gonna wanna check into your hotel. I always recommend staying at Central. I do have a discount code for you guys to stay at Central. It is just my name, Kyra, and that will get you 10% off of your stay. It is in South Loop, so it's a really great location to be able to get all around the city. But for the sake of this, you could really stay wherever you want. But first things first, you're gonna wanna check into your hotel and then bundle up because you're gonna be outside a lot tonight, and you are going to leave your hotel and shoot straight up to Wrigley. You're gonna want to go to Winter Wonderland at Gallagher Way / Christkindlmarket. There's activities up there. You can go ice skating. There's usually like crafts for kids. You can rent like a little lodge box where you can drink out of. But my personal recommendation is just grab a glass of hot mulled wine and get one of the raclette sandwiches. A lot of the food there I personally think is a little bit overrated. However, the raclette sandwich, you will smell it as soon as you walk up and it is so freaking good. Grab one of those, grab a glass of hot mulled wine and walk around. It's a great place if you want to get Christmas ornaments or anything like that. It's super cute and a great way to kick off your Christmas weekend. From there, once you've had a little bit of a snack, you are going to head to a Christmas bar in Wrigley. There are so many of them, and honestly, they are fun. Like, they're just so wildly themed that it is a really, really good time. Two of the ones that I recommend are Frosty's Bar or Santa Baby Bar. These are bars that like exist outside of Christmas time, but then when it comes to Christmas time, I don't know where they store all of these decorations, but they go balls to the freaking walls when it comes to Christmas. They are over the top in the best way possible. They have crazy themed drinks. They have crazy themed food. It's such a fun place to take pictures at. You can't just not have a good time in such a festive environment. I do highly recommend making a reservation just because it is a Friday night and these things do tend to get pretty busy. Once you've boozed up a little bit and you've kind of built yourself a little bit of an alcohol sweater, that's not what they call it, I don't think. Anyways, bundle back up because we're heading back outside, and I recommend going over to Zoo Lights. Zoo Lights is in the Lincoln Park Zoo. In the past, they have done required $5 donations for your reservation. Does that make sense? Because you don't pay to go to the thing, but you are required to do a donation. Again, make that reservation ahead of time. These things can book out, but go to Zoo Lights. It's so cute. There are Christmas lights everywhere. It's probably freezing outside, but you are all warm on the inside from having some beverages, and there is a bar that you can get drinks at there too. There are some of the animals that are indoors, like the giraffes are usually indoors. Zoo Lights is fun. It's super cute. I've been quite a few times myself. It's just one of those fun, festive holiday things to do. If you manage to track down the holiday train, you get like triple bonus points for the weekend. The holiday train is a part of the CTA, and it's one of the L trains, and they deck this thing out for Christmas like nothing I've ever seen before. And there's a Santa on there. He's like yelling ho 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 at you as he goes by, and they're playing Christmas music, and it's covered in lights, and it's just the cutest thing I've ever seen ever. I personally have never been on the train, but I have seen it many times before. It's so much fun. You can map them out and like time the train. If you can find it and you can ride it during the holidays, triple bonus points to you. You've earned them. After Zoo Lights, I'm assuming you're probably freezing, a little bit drunk, and pretty tired. So at that point, go back to your hotel room and crash because Saturday is going to be another very big day. Saturday, I recommend waking up in the morning, just grab yourself like coffee or something locally. Like you can hop into a Stan's Donut and grab a donut or something. I didn't give you breakfast plans for this morning. You can do what you want with it. But as soon as you're ready to hit the ground, you are going to go down to Hyde Park and go to the Museum of Science and Industry. So the Museum of Science and Industry does what they call Christmas around the world, and they showcase how different cultures celebrate holidays all around the world. Because not only are you celebrating how you celebrate Christmas all weekend long, but then you get to learn how other people do it all around the world. And I just think it's such a great learning opportunity and just also really fun. So head down to Hyde Park, check that out. Once you are done, we are about to go hit a heavy and delicious lunch by going all the way up to Old Town and going to Happy Camper. Happy Camper is decked to the nines with Christmas lights, even when it's not Christmas time. So when it is Christmas time, they are going hard in the paint. They'll do different holiday brunches or things like that, and they'll do holiday bingo. So check out their website and see if they have anything going on the weekend that you're coming to town. It is just such a fun vibe. Their pizza is super good. Last time I was there, I got the knife and forker. It was delicious, and now I'm hungry just thinking about it. But their pizza's delicious. Their drinks are so good and so much fun. You can drink a chambon, like a little champagne bong. So highly, highly recommend that. Such a good time. And it'll be like a good heavy meal for you after having a smaller breakfast. Once you've eaten said heavier meal, you are most likely wanting to go and crash for a little bit. So I recommend going back to your hotel, taking a little cat nap until it gets dark outside, which realistically will be like 4 o'clock in winter, which is so sad. Then you're gonna head back out because you've got a full night ahead of you. First things first, go into Millennium Park and go and get a picture with the Christmas tree, because I know it probably just sounds like something to do to just check the box, but the Christmas tree is so beautiful. It is so beautiful, and you're gonna want a picture in front of it. Just a quick walk up the street from the tree is the Fairmont, which is a hotel in Chicago, but the Fairmont does what they call the Lodge every year, and it is so cute and festive inside. They have all these decorations, and it really makes you feel like you're in like a cabin-y lodge, and they have really cool festive drinks. They have ones where they like sprinkle cinnamon on top and they light it on fire. They've done in previous years where you can like do your own s'mores. I don't know if they have that this year. It's a very cute vibe. They also have really good food, so it's a great place if you want to grab a drink and food, or if you're just feeling beverages at this point, that works too. And then to round out that night, I highly recommend go to a Christmas show. This is just something that I did with my family every single year. When I was a kid, we would always go and see the Nutcracker. I've seen the Nutcracker so many times. It is just like such a fun Christmas tradition. The Joffrey Ballet does a performance of the Nutcracker here in Chicago, and I went with my mom, and it was so beautiful. It was so cool. There's also a Christmas Carol coming into town this year. There's also a hip hop Nutcracker performance, which like, I don't know anything about that one. There's tons of different Christmas shows that you can check out. I highly recommend, even if it's not the ballet, go find some Christmas show, even if it's at a small comedy theater or even at Second City or something. Find yourself a show that you know you'll enjoy and go and check it out, because that to me is just one of my absolute favorite holiday traditions to do every year. And Sunday morning, rounding off your holiday weekend before you head out of town, this one, literally as soon as you watch this video, go and make the reservation, because they book up so fast. If they are booked up, you can get there at opening and try and get a walk-in seat, but it's tough. I highly recommend trying brunch at either the Walnut Room or high tea at the Langham. There's also high tea at like the Peninsula Hotel and Soho House, so there's a couple different options, but the Langham and the Walnut Room are what are really known as the big holiday brunches. I will preface this by saying they're quite expensive. I personally have never done them because of how expensive they are, but I have had people go before and say that it's really, really incredible and worth it. So do with that what you may, but I would recommend going and doing some sort of like fun holiday brunch. If those really aren't your vibe, you also could go to the Starbucks Reserve, because they have a full like cafe floor on there too, and get like a peppermint mocha and a quick brunch from there. Because the Starbucks Reserve, as long as there's no line, it is really cool. I do not think it is worth it to wait in line for it though. And then once you are all brunched up, you're probably gonna have to be leaving the city decently soon. But before you do, if you can fit in one more activity, you could go shopping at Michigan Ave. It is so cool. It is so decorated and so many lights out. There's trees. The Macy's windows in the Loop are beautiful every single year. Or if you're not really a shopper and that's not really your vibe, you could also go ice skating. You can go ice skating at Millennium Park, and that's kind of at the base of the Christmas tree, kind of like Rockefeller Center in New York. So that's really fun. Or there is also the Maggie Daly ice skating ribbon, which is a really cool vibe because it's not your like traditional rink, but both of those are right downtown in the Loop. So it's a really cool place to be able to like do an activity like that, like right in the center of a city. All right, guys, those are my holiday recommendations. I hope this helps. I'm pretty sure I have quite a few videos on holiday recommendations in the city, so feel free to go check those out. But this is what I would do if I was coming in on a Friday and leaving on a Sunday and trying to fit as many Christmas holiday things in as humanly possible. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I do post a bunch of these different itinerary videos and things to do in Chicago, so be sure to hit that big red subscribe button so you can follow along. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.